Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to the live show. We're finally here. Hope you're all well. Thank you for hanging around. It's very good to see you. We've been live for 25 minutes, and I'm very sorry about that. We were having some issues behind the scenes that we had to fix before we started the show, including restarting the entire stream. But that's what happens when you're live. So anyway, hello. Thank you for hanging around, guys. We appreciate it. My name's Dave. I'm sure you know me by now from the channel, and I'm joined today by our editor-in-chief, Mr. Craig Bartlett.
Hello. I'm sure none of you know me.
Does look like Craig works very hard behind the scenes, boys and girls. So he's the guy that keeps me busy. So yeah.
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, the hardest I work is when I'm telling you lot to work hard.
Well, that's your job.
Yeah, I suppose. Right.
Yeah.
So today's plan. Well, it was going to be a bit of a chat, a banter, and a bit of an idea as to what's going on over with me. but because it's taken so long to get everything working the way it should, we're just going to hit straight into the headline, which is building a desk. It's a gaming desk, so it's going to be awesome. It's going to give you all the extra yeses.
That's it. Yep. So the desk in question was sent over by the guys at Genesis. I've reviewed a couple of their mice on the channel, on the YouTube channel before. So go ahead and search for those if you like. This desk is the.
Quite a lot of peripherals from them. They do mice, keyboards, headsets. And now desks.
Desks. Yep. So this is the Holm 300 gaming desk. It has some RGB. I've been led to believe.
Yeah, it does have RGB. If we go by the image on the picture on the front, we've got a monitor stand at the back, game controller stand. There's a headset stand over here. There's a cup stand down here. There's a tray at the bottom, so you can put your keyboard or crap underneath. And it's a fairly large work surface as well. So, and there's a wireless charger because there's a USB hub.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that.
So, as much as I would love to mock it for being a gaming desk to give you all the extra FPS, it's pretty fully featured.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So,
and of course, it's black and red.
Yeah, that's it. Craig's which is the Genesis theme colors as well. So if you guys have seen any of these other reviews, and I did one of their headsets as well that got a good review too. So
I don't think we've had anything from those guys that hasn't come out either with very excellent in general or very, very good for its price bracket.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing that impressed me the most about the mice when I did the review of them was that. For considering their price, they were very good. I feel like the headset needed a couple of things, like improvements wise, like comfort wise. So it didn't get an award from me this time, but I told them that, when they fix that, they can go ahead and send me another one for review, and I'm sure it'll get, because the sound quality and stuff like that was all that good. So.
There we go. There's a bit of a better angle for you guys.
At least it's not Dave building here. Otherwise, we'd be here all night, and the stream would probably end up with an A&E trip. Wow. Thank you.
You have so much faith in me.
Thanks,
God
chat.
only knows where that comes from.
Thanks, chat. Cheers, guys.
So is anybody chatting?
Yeah, so we've got Mr. Bo and Joe as well. They've come on to say hello.
Hello, Bo. Hello, Joe. Yeah, if anybody has any questions about the desk, even though I can't see chat while I'm building, obviously David's there. He can feed everything into my magical earpiece.
I'm the official middleman for today's stream, it seems.
Yes, you're the facilitator. Oh, wow, there's a load of crap in there. Right, I'm just going to swap cameras again and let you see exactly what we've got down here, because we have all the toys. So, polystyrene, don't worry about that. Tell me if the screen is all crap, in which case I'll just change the angle. In fact, I'll change the angle anyway.
Looking good so far.
No, I have a cunning plan. Can you see it? Is that working?
Yeah, that's fine.
There we are. Right, okay, so there's the aforementioned cup holder. That's going to bolt onto the side of the desk. In fairness, that is room for a very hefty mug. And there's a gap at the front, so it means that your coffee cup isn't going to have to just dangle on top. You can put a proper mug in there.
Pretty well thought out so far.
Yeah, that's the thing about them. Whenever they send out peripherals, they've almost always got at least one secret item or secret benefit that you think, well, that's not going to be worthwhile. And then suddenly you use it and it's like, oh, that's great. That's your headset stand.
I kind of feel like that just about RGB in general.
Tell you what,
Some people will agree, some people won't.
I tell you what, everything might go all tits up at this point because I'm going to transfer Dave over to the TV because then I can see without breaking my neck. Okay. There we are. Sorry about this.
So if you've got any questions, guys and girls, fire them away in the chat. Got any questions for Craig? You want to know some information about player? Got any random stuff like that you want to know? Any questions for us? Any questions about the channel? Fire away.
Okay, so there is the headphone stand. As I said, it's literally just a bolt it on the side, headset goes over the top. Fairly straightforward. So, Dave, what are the chances that we will get through this stream before my back says no?
Keeping all my fingers and toes crossed, mate. So one of the issues we had when I was reviewing the Genesis products a little while ago, or it would have been towards the end of last year now, was that they were struggling to find a retailer in the UK where they could stock the products. So if we can find some links, then obviously I'll chuck them up in the description. But yeah, we were kind of struggling, even just to get an Amazon link, when we did the last review. So hopefully that'll get fixed soon too.
Right, I might have these the wrong way around. That one, I think, is the utility tray. Try and keep this on the cardboard. That goes at the front for you to put all your snacks in. That, I have a feeling, is a power brick holder for the back of the desk.
It looks like it. I'd agree with that, yeah.
Very, very spacious compared to the utility tray, though. I might be tempted to switch those around and have a bit more space at the front. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when it's built.
I guess it's the one on the left's just a little bit deeper, so that it makes plugging in things and taking the plugs out probably a little bit easier by the looks of it.
Yeah, and there's always going to be adapters that don't just sit there with a normal plug.
Yeah, plus
they've got to be the entire power set in one thing.
Yeah, that's it. Plus, it would probably make cable management a little bit easier as well. Bo says, comes with a barbecue grill. Nice.
Comes with instructions. So, yes or no to instructions? What do you reckon? Yes or no to instructions?
What are we saying, chat? For me, it's a solid, if in doubt, yes.
All right, we'll see how it goes. Okay.
It's normally one of those things where you get as far as you see the bag of screws, which I realise you've just picked up, and you go, "Where the hell do these go?"
Oh no!
Bo says,
awesome.
Bo says for you
Take
guys, yes, and Joe says no to instructions.
Right. Look at those screws. All of them pre-sorted, all of them lettered. You know exactly what's going to go where, assuming you read the instructions. I might be reading the instructions.
It would be good if you know, like all of those screw holes had a label on. Oh, they kind of look like they do actually. You know,
Actually,
it has a
well,
number
they've
on
certainly
it.
got numbers.
Well, then.
Although I've taken everything out of the bag, and the bag is where the numbers were.
I see.
Oh well.
Well, you've got to make some room, haven't you?
Oh no, it's all right. Some of these still have numbers on. I think it's just the number came off the item. So if you look, it's stuck there. That one doesn't have a number.
Right.
So it looks like it just came off the item itself. So
sure,
everything else is sorted.
Oh, that's all right then. Well, it's a no then, isn't it?
It's a no then. We'll go straight into it. So this is going to be your table at the back. Ooh. So I don't know if they can make this out on that little camera. Let's pop back over to this one a sec. Because there's a lovely carbon fibre. And the texture on that is really nice.
Yeah, you can see it there like that because the light's shimmering off it. It looks good. So hopefully the tabletop looks like that as well. That would be good.
I don't know. I mean, would you want a carbon fibre tabletop when you're going to use the laser mouse?
Well, I'd just slap a mat. I always use a mouse mat. So.
Yeah, well, use this posh, don't you? What have I done with my knife?
Shout out to the Overclockers XL mat, by the way, because that thing is just great. It's amazing.
Back in a sec.
Okay. How are we all doing then, guys, boys and girls, in this wonderful Monday evening? Oh, here we go. 3XL. That's the one I think I have.
Yeah, the guy sent me that. Oh, crap. It must be about 4 Christmases ago. Might even be more than that.
Goodness, Craig.
And I've never had an empty desk to be able to put it down. So thank you for reminding me, because it can go straight on and then it'll never come off.
Boss says I love them like that. It's like a TV wall mount. The bolts where they should be. Had a full day in the office, a little knackered. Hey, Joe. Gadget Joe. Hey, mate. How are you? Yeah, doing well. Just kind of running the stream whilst Craig's putting the desk together here. So nice to see you again, buddy. Hope you're doing well, mate.
Oh, apparently they've got a reusable thingy clip. Because I just tried cutting it. And it said no, and just started undoing itself.
Oh, so it's either that or it's just really bad.
They must have put it backwards.
Potentially.
They must, yeah, because I can see there's a twist in it. So I think they put it in backwards, and so it didn't catch. Hey-ho. I'm sure I can make use of that later. Reuse, reduce, recycle, etc.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Okay. So here is something.
Craig, what's your opinion so far on the amount of plastics used in the packaging?
It's really bad, but there are so many components that you don't want rubbing against each other. It's going to be a challenge to be able to pack it in a way that you can ship it cost effectively. Because yes, you could have made like a cardboard grill and have everything in its own specific spot in the cardboard grill.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
On top of layer upon layer upon layer. The shipping container box is going to be like that.
Yeah,
by the time you're done.
You could get like a thin piece of cardboard that just like creates a layer, I suppose. But yeah, I do understand as well. Hopefully, it's probably.
Yeah, I see why they did it. It's not great. I don't approve. There must have been other options that were available. Hopefully, that's something they'll fix in the future.
You're on the mend. Easing your way back into videos later this week. Good to see you both looking well. Awesome, man. Good. Can't wait to watch your next video, mate. This is Gadget Joe.
Oh, hey Joe. I've been told. Is it Gadget Joe wanted to have a play? I don't know. I'm thinking. I'm probably getting stuff wrong. Right, so here we've got the LED bar. Looks like there is only one. So, at a guess, we're talking meter-ish of LEDs. And I'm assuming that will be going at the back somewhere. Or maybe across or down. I really don't know, actually. But, yeah, there's only one of them.
Maybe we need the manual.
That's a shame.
How's that powered?
It's a single USB slot.
Oh, interesting.
And from the not connector. Sorry, words escaping me. From the controller that's in the screw pack. I'm guessing it's going to be your standard cheapish LEDs come over from China in bulk, kind of like these things.
Yeah. I remember seeing the remote.
So you turn them on, press a color, everything changes, different effects, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And usually you can tell the size of the remote means that you get better quality effects, or at least a better number of effects. And that one is fairly small and simple. So I would say it's your absolute budget starter grade LED kit. Okay. On to, I think, the final layer.
It's like it's snowing in the flat now.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, this parcel must have taken an absolute hammering because all of this polystyrene has done its job, and I would say it cannot be reused at all. It is completely expired. I don't know how many times this poor table must have got walloped. And you were right. There is a carbon fibre layer, or at least carbon fibre effect layer, across the entire table surface.
Jolly good. Can we switch over to the other camera?
Yep. Drop that on my foot. I didn't set up hot switches, unfortunately. Which one?
Yeah, that's the one.
No. Is it that one? No, it's that one. That one's over here. So that's your carbon fibre layer. I don't know if that's coming up clearly because the action cam's set to a lower resolution.
Yeah, you can kind of make it out.
But here is your USB 3 hub. USB 3. That's nice. There's cheap out there.
How many ports is on that?
We've got 3 Type A's.
Okay.
And it's quite loose in there, so they actually rotate.
Nice.
I don't know if that's a feature or just a way that they've been built. And down at the bottom here is where you've got the wireless charger.
The QI charger, yeah. Oh, very smart.
And here they've got a name tag that I've gone and got polystyrene. Oh, I'm going to be picking polystyrene off this for the next decade. Right. Okay. Instinct says I build this in place upside down and then turn it over.
I'd go with that.
After I've had a sip of tea. Or coffee. really wish I had a tool for my wireless drill, but it looks like these things are all, yeah, they're all hex key, so I'm not allowed to cheat. That's a shame.
You have to use the included Allen key or something.
Yeah. But I won't be able to stick it in my screwdriver. And as I suspected, these things, which camera are we on? This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, these things are totally reversible. So you get to choose whether you want your headset holder on this side or if you want your cup on this side. It will not make any difference. It's just down to personal taste. Right, who's going to be using this? I think Zach is likely to be using this the most, so we can have his cup on this side. Dave?
Yes?
I think I'm going to have to use the instructions. Look at which length screw is going where. That really didn't last long, did it?
Well, RTFM is what I always say.
Oh, actually, they want me to build this in a completely different order. Like, properly different order. Okay, so let's go with screws part A. So screw pack A, and they want to go with the top shelf first. These are the tiniest, sweetest little nuts. They're so cute. And they refuse to get out of the bag. Wow. Nope, there's one. 2, 3, 4. Okay. So so it's this bit first. So a screw in each of these. Guide that into there. And then cap it with a bolt.
Wow.
Very simple. So, I was wondering earlier when I saw this, why they would have this little cross-hatch back thing on something that is just essentially a shelf and doesn't need rigid support. And then it dawned on me that A, monitors can be heavy, so maybe it will need support. I don't know what size monitor you're going to put on here. But also, as a shelf, you can put things under it, and so this will stop things falling off your table, if you're lucky.
That makes sense.
So yeah, it's things like this that I was saying about that just shows that thought has been put into the product. It's not just a piece of wood on sticks and then call it a gaming desk to get it out of Argos in a hurry. Not that I'm shitting on Argos, but yeah, I'm kind of shitting on Argos. Okay, I'm going to need a screwdriver.
Joe, this is the Genesis
Holm 300
300
RGB gaming desk. Ow! Bugger. Right, pliers.
I think you've seen a case of this before, right, Joe?
Dave, can you pass me a pair of pliers, please?
Yeah, sure.
Cheers. I'll see you in
On the way.
half a day. Yeah, for those who aren't regulars, I'm in South Wales. Dave is in another country. The wrong country.
I'm in.
I have told him to move on numerous occasions.
South
in fact,
Devon.
I tell all the staff to move. That is not the only thing that they don't listen to me about.
Well, we can't make it too easy for you.
Heaven forbid.
You've done a case for Genesis, yeah, got a mouse to finish off. Yeah, I did a couple of mice. We have a keyboard reviews coming up on the channel very soon, and Craig's got
as well as another one of their cases.
Yeah.
As soon as I've got this done, I will be transplanting. Actually, let's give you a bit of a teaser. At the moment, this throwing crap all around. As you can see, I am incredibly organised. That is my computer.
Looks great.
Yeah, very effective.
Yeah.
So I will be transplanting that into one of Genesis's cases. Let's switch back to the other camera because it's a bit. Yeah, there's not a lot going on. You need close up for. Yes, I'll be transplanting all of that into one of Genesis's cases fairly soon, actually, because I have a project on the go, and that project is it's this one. Water cooling my first ever rig, full loop custom water cooling.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Joe, yeah, mate, we can certainly make that happen, buddy.
You're not pimping me out, are you?
No, not yet. No.
I can't see the chat. I don't know.
We're pimping Joe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm beyond that. Beyond that all the way. Okay, so this goes on there, a little something like that, and I need.
Lawrence, hello, buddy. How are you, mate? Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Joe, how's the shed coming along, mate? About time for another project update video, I think, mate. See, now it's making sense that what you were putting together there, because when I was looking at it, I was like, what the hell does it need that thing for? But yeah, now you've put it like that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, this is the stand for the shelf. And like I was saying earlier, this little back plate here is, I would argue, more for stopping things dropping off the back of your shelf than it is for structural support.
I'm sure it's 50-50.
However, one thing I would say is don't tighten these knobs up first, because I've gone and done it in such a way that they're slightly, just ever so slightly, pushing the legs at an awkward angle, which means that if I want these bolts to go in properly into the shelf, I'm going to have to do these back pieces again once they're in. I'm really sorry, Genesis, you gave me a lovely piece of furniture and I've gone and ruined it by putting pliers all over it.
You just got to get a new roof for it. You got most of the materials. Hoping to have it all done by the end of March, early April. Been taking some time off. Yeah, of course. Haven't we all, mate? Haven't we all? Well, it's good to see you back, mate. At least you're making plans for the future, and that's always good. So gives you something to aim for, eh? But it's been looking forward to the update, mate. It's probably a good thing, actually. It's probably like a good time of year to like not be outside working on the shed lot. So the weather's only going to get better, isn't it? So yeah. Saying that, the last couple of days has been really nice. So what's the issue you had there with the screws not lining up or something?
Well, because I put the crossplate thing, this crossbar on, obviously there's a bit of tolerance with the holes. So I've tightened them up and they're slightly out of alignment. But because they're slightly out of alignment, these were kind of, instead of being flush and straight, parallel, they were kind of like that and slightly twisted. Don't know if you can. Oh, there we are.
Yeah,
So these parts here, instead of being parallel, they were kind of twisted and all out of alignment. But if I was to screw them properly into the shelf at that point, then I probably would have ended up ripping out the studs, the stud holes, the holders, the bits that you screw into, bolt into.
Sure.
So I'm just making doubly sure that I don't knacker it up by properly loosening these. And then we can tighten this up all the way.
Completely agree, Joe, mate. Well, if I wasn't so far away, buddy, I'd come and offer you some help, to be honest, but it's just one of those things, isn't
it? Yeah.
And, lockdown. There's that too.
Although, I don't know, are you allowed to visit people who've got, like, health issues and can't do things for themselves? I know you're allowed to visit single parents and give them support, which I firmly agree with.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I kind of think I might get in a little bit of trouble travelling from South Devon all the way up to... Oof, damn. So, sorry, I forget where you are.
Newport.
It's up north.
Well, not that far north. Newport is Wales.
South Wales. Talking
next
about
to
Joe.
Cardiff.
I think it's in
right.
I think it's in Grimsby, but I could be very wrong.
Well, on the bright side, if you manage to convince the cops to actually let you come all the way here before they wrote you a ticket, As soon as they met me, they would understand that I don't have an abundance of friends. Oh, right. So, part 12. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so lost. Right, that shelf is done. Okay, so it wants me to do the leg struts next. Yeah, it's really asking me to go about this arse backwards.
So you're doing all the bits, and then you're going to.
Yeah, I'm going to follow its instructions, and hopefully it will make sense.
Yeah, I reckon next is the legs. Then it's probably the light bar, and then.
Well, the light bar is actually a crossbar that goes between the legs.
Oh.
Well,
that's interesting.
Gravity.
Friends are overrated apart from Dave. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. How do you feel about them supports on that shelf? Do you think they would take much weight without flexing? And yes, it's Grimsby, Dave. I think the shelf only has to support a monitor, so...
I got it wrong. It's actually... I'll show you on this leg. The light bar kind of goes up here.
I see.
And then there's a support strut that goes through this hole.
Ah, that makes sense.
Down to this piece. These bendy bits here.
Ah, yeah.
So, fairly straightforward. What flavour bolt do I need?
Joe says, how do you feel about them supports on that shelf? Do you think it would take much weight without flexing?
This?
Yeah.
Well, the tube is steel, from what I can gather.
Is it solid?
In fact, I can test that. Well, it's tube, so no.
Okay.
There's a hole in it. Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely steel.
Yeah.
Don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
Right. Where are we? That camera.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd be fine.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is going to take a lot of weight. I don't know if I would sit on it, but...
Probably wouldn't recommend that.
Definitely take a lot of weight. I certainly can't imagine there's many monitors out there that would outclass it.
I'm sure there's a limit of what size monitor that would support anyway. Just looking at the size of it, like and thinking into like larger monitor arms. Don't know whether you'd be able to get a huge monitor arm on there.
Something like this cheapy little crap one that my daughter uses, because she just for her art thing where you've got this tiny little pedestal.
Yeah, that'll be fine.
But I mean, I don't know. I've got a 4K monitor.
Yeah, that should hold quite well. I'd just be concerned about wobble, but if it's steel and has cross members, it should be okay. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 27 and 28-inch monitors that I use on my desk. They would overshoot the shelf, but not by much.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry too much about that. Right, sorry, where was I? Looking at numbers and trying to put myself off it. Okay, bolt C, we need 4 Cs. Okay.
I want you to do that bit first. That's interesting.
I know. I'm not entirely sure that I'd agree with these instructions, but until I get it built, I'm sure there must be a reason why you've got to build it this way around and not do it like legs for table first and, just complete the whole thing upside down. on the bright side, if I'm building it, completing it in the right direction, at least I won't have to pick the whole bloody thing up later.
Yeah, that's it. Is that the Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter
This
right
is
now.
this is
Actually,
the
they're
LED
interchangeable.
bar.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just screw this in. Actually, let's make myself a little bit more room here. Go up here. Put that there because otherwise I will forget where I put it. Okay, that's a bit better. Now I've got space to move. Right, so these support struts, they want to go in next, and these literally just seem to bolt in, I think. Or is it that way around? And they go through that way.
Joe says, "Is it a 4-foot desk? Kind of tempted to actually replace his editing desk. The wireless charging point and USB would benefit me a fair bit." It looks a bit bigger than 4 foot.
Well, now that I've got it upright,
Let's find
it's
out.
about the same height as these little just foldy out desks, and it's actually going to be taller than my desk by the time I get it built.
I think he means length.
Oh, length. I don't know. I'd have to check the instructions.
Let's have a look. I've got it here. Gives me something to do.
Right, okay.
Length is 120 centimeters, so yeah, 4 foot. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is 4 foot.
4 foot.
It is 4 foot, yeah.
It is.
Height is 75 centimeters. Width is 60 centimeters, so it's about the same size as one of those like Lindman IKEA tables, basically, the 120 centimeter ones. It's exactly the same as my review desk that I use here.
All right. I mean, it looks smaller as I'm building it.
Yeah.
Even though I can see the finished tabletop there, it still looks smaller because I'm only looking at the bare frame.
Yeah, that's it. I presume there's going to be a bit of overhang on either side of the edges.
I hope so.
Yeah.
No, looking for the Allen key and it's in my hand. That didn't take long to get to that stage of the build.
Been live for 69
That's
minutes,
the other
boys and girls.
benefit.
Hey.
If everything was like not wrapped in plastic and came in a cardboard tray, at least I wouldn't bloody well lose everything. You could just lift out each segment as you go.
Yeah. Oh, I think we lost your webcam feed, but you'll be back. Right as I say that, you come back.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay, so we have got that far, which is legs, and these dangly bits. These aren't plumbed in yet, but I'm guessing that's because there's going to be holes in the back of that need to be stuck on. What's next?
That makes sense. So where it crosses in the middle of the legs, is that bit screwed in? Is it?
Yeah, this is screwed in on either side, so
Yeah.
these are secure.
On the support struts, I mean.
Yeah, these support struts are screwed in down here.
Yeah.
But not at the top.
Sure.
They're just waiting for the next stage, which is turn the tabletop upside down and screw the whole thing onto it.
Sorry about that, Joe. Yeah, it appears to. I think it's back now, mate. Thanks for letting me know, though. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I do apologise. It took me. I moved into this place in November 2020.
I think it might have been on my end.
I don't know. I mean, I've been here a good while. And if it was at your end, we'd probably lose the entire stream. Right, LED pointing forward or backwards, Dave?
Does it say anything in the manual? I mean, in my opinion, I think it should go backwards, but...
I do too.
What does the manual say?
I don't know. Manual said to screw it in, so I'm going to go with screwing it in.
I mean, I vote backwards. Let's see what the chat says.
I think backwards too. Seems to make more sense. What screw am I going to be looking for? C's again. And D's. Oh. Well, the instructions also say backwards.
Well, that's good then.
So unless the chat is saying do something strange, we'll go with that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I mean, the problem is I don't know where the receiver is for the RGB remote.
Got a feeling it's probably built in because the USB connection
to the edge. Yeah,
for power.
But if it is, then it's unlikely that the receiver is going to know what you're pressing.
That makes sense, yeah. Joe says, I say backwards to light up the wall in the back of it. From the front, it just tells you if you move away from it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it does make sense to do it that way, but like I said, if you then want to change colour, you're probably going to be inconvenienced. Maybe I'm wrong.
The receiver could be in the... No.
I think the receiver is going to be here, where it connects cabling, because that's where they normally put them on these type of units.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, I've had a fair few with them. Apart from that roll there, which I'm going to be using to light the kids' bedroom. I've separated the kids' bedroom into two, so they can use it and have a bit of privacy while they're both in there. But they've only got one light pendant, and because it's a rental, I can't do anything about that. So my only other option is to add lighting myself. So I've got some strips of LEDs, which are going to go up the wall and across the ceiling, one for each of them. And they're going to be smart receiver thingy compatible.
Oh, okay.
So that although if they both want the light, they can just turn on the main pendant, obviously. But if one of them wants to be in the dark, then they can turn on the smart light and set the lighting as they want to without disturbing the other one.
Yeah.
At least that's the plan. I don't know if it's going to work out that way.
So the light bar's pointing towards the sofa, is it?
Sorry?
The light bar.
Currently, yeah, the light bar is facing towards the back of the room. Same place as where your hub is here.
Cool.
And the wireless charger over there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Next ones are these are massively long bolts by comparison. And considering they only have to go through a very thin layer of extra metal, I'm surprised that they're so long. But hey ho. This one was just ever so slightly trying to be at an awkward angle. So I just had to push the legs out in order to get the hole to line up. But considering how far we've got so far in this build, I haven't come across anything at all that has been problematic. No misalignments, nothing.
No, it looks pretty straightforward so far.
Okay, we're down to the last couple of items. We've got the... in fact, let's swap to the other camera for these. So we've got the two tray type pieces.
Amen to that, Joe. I'm the same, mate.
The game controller holder, cup holder, and headset holder. And then I think we are done. No, I've got to put the shelf on.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got to put
when we flip it over, yeah.
But yeah, we are very close to being done. So.
Yeah, thank God for the electric screwdrivers, mate.
If only, because these are all hex head screws. There's been very little I can use the electric screwdriver on. Okay, so. Yeah, so it's the little tray thing at the front, and they want bolt F for those. That's a shame. We were very close to having alphabetical order for all of the parts.
Oh, I'm glad you found it. I was about to say where it was.
Yeah. Thank you. Just make sure I'm not skipping ahead. Yeah, we've gone alphabetical order for all of the parts, and now we're jumping ahead from E to F.
Oh, so close.
I know. It's going to make my OCD go wild. We need a lot of these, don't we?
Place your bets now. I reckon E's for the monitor mount on the other side.
Oh, it's going to have to be because we're going to be very close to no parts left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe no. 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, I think by the time I put the cage on at the back, then we will have used all of these little screws and we will have 4 left to plug the other part on.
Well, that makes sense. Are those the hex heads as well?
These are all hex heads, yeah. That is my only complaint, but at the end of the day, hex heads are a lot easier.
What's the RRP? Not sure, but...
Well, I can understand why they've used hex heads. If you consider that maybe not everybody has their own tool set, and so it's cheaper to give everyone a hex key than it is to give everyone a screwdriver.
Sure.
But also, if you're building big, heavy furniture, you might get carried away and you're very much more likely to strip a crosshead screw than you are a hex key screw.
I agree.
especially if the hex key actually fits it, which, you know, so often isn't always the case. Especially if you are using your own tools and they're maybe a little old and worn. Oh, Dave, we didn't beat my back.
No.
Oh, my back is about to win in terms of that race. 2, 4. Okay, there's 6 of those left. Ah, right. So it'll be the controller holder and that cage that will use the next 6, I think. Where did I put the key to? There it is. Any other questions about this or anything else?
Bo, it's coming in £199.94 on Amazon. I'm just going to share the link now.
So it's a £200 desk.
Yeah, that's less than I was expecting it to be, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't bought a desk in an awful long time. The last one I did buy, I would say probably had about as much, maybe as much thought and consideration as this one, but the layout was completely different. It was a large wooden desk with a wooden back cupboard, essentially. There was a hole for the monitor, there was cupboard assemblies on either side as well as across the top in order to put your extra crap. And I think that one came at around about £160, but we're talking, geez, maybe 18 years ago now. So certainly by the time you take inflation into account, I would say that on quality of materials and consideration, it's about fair. But I will know more once I've actually got to use the thing, plugged it in, played with it, really got to appreciate the extra benefits like the cup holder that I'm not going to knock off because it's actually in its own wire cage, like the headset holder that can finally stop sitting on the corner of my monitor because, you know, don't know if you can see. Oh, yeah, right. That's where my headset lives, like that. So I tend to lose that corner of the screen if I'm not wearing the headset, and it's killed the inside of the headset as well. The materials, I don't know if you'll be able to see that even with this lighting, but the materials are all frayed and shedding because it just keeps getting constantly scuffed and scratched. So
Joe says we all know the classic selling techniques of stick the words gaming and RGB in front of anything and double the price of it. Yeah, we do.
Well, absolutely, and that's why I was taking the mick with Dave when he was saying, "How are we going to put this up on YouTube? What are we going to title it?"
Yeah,
and it's like, well, give them the title, blah blah blah. But don't forget, the gaming has to be in capital letters with exclamation marks. I really wanted to rub it in that this was a gaming desk because, you know, a desk is going to give you extra FPS. But I mean, this has got so many extra toys and treats that come with it. But
well, there's also, you know, more.
You could argue that it's worth it.
More RGB, and RGB always gives extra FPS. It doesn't matter where the RGB comes from. So
precisely.
Bo says, so no real accessories, but it's not oversized when using a box room. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you've got a front tray for bits that you want to get off your keyboard. There's not a huge amount of room in this tray. It's about 2 inches tall. And because it's wire mesh, if you put like coins or keys or things like that, it's going to fall through.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you could find a use for it.
Papers, maybe, paperwork, a little bit of paperwork, something like that.
I don't know, because it's quite shallow as well. It's maybe the right size if you've got um, a proper 60% keyboard. Then it would be the right size to put your keyboard in the tray
Sure.
and keep your desk nice and tidy and clean.
Can we go back to the other camera view?
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, so this is pretty much going to be the last bit that we've got to do because this is an all-in-one. You see, this bit goes on here like that, and this bit goes on here like that, and then we're done.
Joe says it's a pizza holder for while you're gaming, beer in the cup holder, and you're away. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Fit a pizza box in there, no problem.
I'm going to have to do that top piece first, I think, before I do those. Otherwise, I'm not going to have the access. So this will be what those couple of extra E-type screws were. Just a little bit longer than the Fs, which give a bit more support.
I didn't actually think, to be fair, that was going to go under the desk like that, but that kind of makes sense. At least it keeps the aesthetic of the desk a lot cleaner.
Well, not only that, but it also means that this little cross piece that I thought was there to stop you pushing your crap off the end of the desk if you're hiding it under the shelf is actually going to be more effective.
Yeah.
Whilst at the same time, he notices that there's this little stylish cutout at the back, which is great for, putting your cables in.
Just as this is the first video in a long time that's motivated me to want to get back into doing the tutorial stuff. Yeah, thanks, Joe.
Either I'm doing it right and he's encouraged, or I'm doing it wrong and he wants to correct me.
Feel
free to words of praise or insults in the comments.
Yeah, that's it. It's okay to make mistakes.
But I tell you what, I will actually read them and see whether or not my first time on camera has been worth it.
I think so. It's pretty resounding success so far. You haven't made any major boo-boos, and that's in one way that's good, and in another way that's
well,
not that great.
No, I mean
it's always fun to do that on video.
The plan is for a no drama stream.
Well, yeah, and obviously
I think we've got that covered.
Yeah,
haven't made any mistakes by using terms that are offensive to other people. At least I don't think so. Ow!
Pinch your finger.
Oh, this is the point where I would say I don't give a toss about lockdown. Can you save me and do these last bits because my back hurts.
Except
how long have we been doing this now?
We've been live for an hour and a half.
Oh, good grief.
Joe says, except I don't shut up in my videos. I've made a reputation of being fast-paced. It's nice to see you done in real time, and I think you're doing an awesome job, Craig. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. I appreciate the compliment.
Nearly there, Craig, mate. Nearly there.
Well, I've just noticed
on the home
that these are also screwed in underneath. So what we're going to get, I didn't even twig when I first saw this desk, and I took it all apart. But the top of this desk is completely
clear.
Like there are no blemishes, there are no marks,
well,
there are no screws. It is a completely flat desk.
I feel like that's the way it should be, to be honest.
And apart from the two cutouts, one for the USB hub and one for your switchy thing, which I think are actually on the wrong way around, because surely you will need USB connectivity in order to charge your controllers.
I get you.
I don't know. I mean, if you're not PC gaming,
that's just a wireless charger for your mobile phone, though, isn't it?
This is QI, so yeah, it's just your wireless charger for your phone. But this side is a 3-port USB 3 hub.
Yeah.
So why isn't this over here so you can charge your controllers?
Don't know.
That, to me, would be a mistake. I can't think that they've got the reasoning right on that.
Oh, so that's a controller holder. I was wondering what that was. Thank you.
That's the controller holder.
Thank you for answering that question.
No worries.
Yeah, that does kind of make sense, I suppose. Yeah. What's going on? What's next?
So I'm just reading the last bit of the instructions here to see whether or not there is much else that I need to know.
Is it just the cup holder and the
cup holders in?
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
got the headphone holder.
Holders on.
Oh, nice.
We've got the cage at the back. We don't have this cage. That's what I was forgetting.
Ah.
Here we go. So this is the very last bit.
Yeah, looking at that now, I'd say that looks pretty good. Like they made it like deep enough, for you to stick like a power bank on basically and not have very many issues with it.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it's also not flat. There's this very, very, very small rim that goes around here. So it'll stop it from falling straight back out again. And depending on your controller, your hub rather, you might be able to have it in upside down and plug things in from the bottom. And that'll definitely keep it in place. Or you could just, use zip ties.
Yeah.
That'd probably be more reasonable than a fire hazard. Because I have to keep reminding myself that in places like the US, they have plugs where the metal goes right the way to the end of the pin.
Yes.
And so while we might think as soon as you start pulling the plug out, you can't play with the metal until it's fully engaged because there's a plastic shield over all the important parts. In the US, this is not the case.
No, that's true. Well, that's also why I think the UK plugs are also widely regarded as being the best and the safest ones.
I don't know if they are, but they're certainly the only ones, as far as I'm aware, that have that extra plastic feature. And the US has tried, apparently, in the past, to get that implemented. That
would make sense.
Across the board.
I also know that it's the same in Australia.
To die.
That's true.
Congress and American politics, you tell me how well that went. Okay, so we have one wire here, which is for your QI charger. One wire here for your USB hub.
They are very long wires, I've noticed as well.
It's a good 2 meters each wire. In fact, the one for the QI charger goes even further.
Yeah.
This is 2.5. Well, maybe it's. Yeah, I don't know. The QI charger cable is much, much longer. It just goes on forever. There you go. That's a better example.
Yeah.
We got this much extra play. Right, so shall I tell you what, I'm going to plug my daughter's PC in on this desk and we can have a proper look around it as we go. God, there is so much polystyrene everywhere. Oh, and I forgot about the cable hook, of course, for the RGB.
That's USB as well, is it?
Yeah, that's USB as well.
Yeah.
Right, so first things first. Come on. Have to unplug that. This is such not a gaming monitor. I think I might end up changing these around if this is going to live here for a while. Otherwise, she's going to be crushing her knuckles every time she gets a cut, whereas this she can just lift up and over. So it's a work in progress.
Easily done though.
Yeah. Speaking of things easily done, oops, come on, don't fall over. Thank you. Right, so I don't know if you can see from all the way over there. Tell you what, let's bring the action cam over. There we go. Oh, where are we? Hello. Right, so a very big plug. Well, this is literally the biggest multi-adapter that I've got. So the question is, will it fit or will it not? And yeah, it fits with ease. At least in terms of length.
Nice.
Doesn't quite fit with width. So, there's not a lot in it. There is really not a lot in it.
Yeah.
Just that little bit too, yeah, just a little bit. But it does mean that it's not going to fall out. We're going to have no problems there. Sit on my jar for a bit. So we want. Why have I got all these plugs in? I do need this plug in, unfortunately, because that's the light up there. Bit of wishful thinking that I might be able to get the. Oh, actually, no. That isn't the plug for that. That's the plug for the RGB plug. Well, there we go. I don't speak that. Anyway, right. So we have one adapter there. That's her RGB stuff. So I'll put that on there to make sure I get confused later. Now, I'm pretty sure that there is.
Joe says that he's got to go. Craig, you've done an awesome job with your first video. Impressed with the desk. Speak to you later. Much love. Take care, Joe. Have a good one, mate.
Thank you very much. I don't think there's much more to come after this, but if you want to pop back and see the last few seconds with it all lit up, then it'd be nice to see you here when you have time. Okay. Right, so one on. Next is the monitor. Yeah, it would be, I don't know how I'm going to be able to keep these wires tidy. I'm not exactly a cable management. Wow, what's the word I'm looking for, Dave?
Guru, expert.
Yeah, expert. We'll go with expert. I am not a cable management expert, but because I'm not doing this just for me, I'm doing this to show everyone else what's going on. I should at least try.
Mr. Edwards.
Anyway.
Have a good one, mate. See you soon. He says well done, Craig, as well.
Thank you very much. Okay, so monitor up. Computer is plugged in. So let's start popping some of these on here. So I need that USB cable to go across here into a super speed slot. Otherwise it's wasted. This QR charger. Well, I don't know what speed that's rated for. I'm going to have to look that up in a bit. Unless you have the data there, Dave?
Not off the top of my head, mate, but I can have a look.
Yeah, see if you can find out what it's rated for. Okay, and this is the last one that I was always forgetting. Oh, you're kidding me. No, that's not going to reach the computer, which is a bit of a shame. However, it will fit up through this little gap on the side of the USB hub.
Lucas says, what chair are you planning to use for it?
Sorry?
Lucas says, what chair are you planning to use for this desk?
Well, right. Here we have a bit of a problem because I've not actually moved from another property full of furniture. I've moved after separating from my missus, so I don't really have a huge option. Obviously, I brought the stuff that was my own, so my chair is behind me. But as far as the kids' furnishings, I was going to do all of that from scratch. And as yet, I haven't worked out what that's going to actually look like, because chairs are such a specific item for a specific person. You can't just go out to IKEA, buy 2 chairs and be happy. If the chairs aren't going to fit, because either you're too big or the chair's too big, then you're going to have problems. And if you're in that chair for a long time, those problems can build very, very quickly. Right, let me go and grab keyboard a sec. What I might do, just as a temporary measure, because furniture is fairly limited here anyway, end up moving that slightly closer to that chair that's in the corner there, and let my daughter use that, because knowing her, she won't care what the chair is, as long as she's able to do her art. And she's got a digital tablet with a screen, so she can do drawing on the digital tablet and not really worry what's going on the computer, as long as it's actually not going to save everything. If it doesn't save, then there would be problems. Okay, let's see how good this USB hub is. If I plug the connector for the keyboard as a wireless device into there.
So the chair's a work in progress.
Chairs.
There's no information on their website about the charger, so I don't know. We're going to have to do some digging on that one for the main review on the website.
Okie dokie. Not to worry. I think I saw it in here. Frequency range 100 kilohertz to 220. Max radio frequency power transmitted 10 watts.
Okay.
It's a USB fast charger, essentially. However, not one of the more modern super fast chargers. And it works. In fact,
good to know.
Swap phones over, because this one's actually going to need charging. And we've got 62%, hour and a half until it's full. And that's on a S10 Plus. So, however those sums work out is how fast it'll go. But it says it's capable of up to 10 watts. Right, what am I doing? Come on, wake up. Please be nice. Should I plug the monitor back in? This would be embarrassing if I didn't. Looks like I did. Okay. Well, looks like. Oh, hang on. Did I plug that into power? I plugged that into power, didn't I? No, I don't know. Either way, it's not connecting. So let's plug the charger in there to at least get the computer to boot. Monitor was turned off. I am such an idiot. Okay, so here we have it in its final glory.
Looks good.
That shelf looks way too big for a tiny monitor like that, and given how strong both the shelf and its supports are, I would say you could probably go up to a 27-inch quite easily, because that one's only 24-inch.
Yeah.
In fact, it might not even be that. It might be a 21-inch. But yeah, in its final form, we've got headset holder, cup holder. Like I said, I'll be swapping those around so that my kids don't scuff their hands on it.
Is the LED bar on underneath?
LED bar, haven't played with that yet, have I? Well, as you can see, it's not lighting up a wall, but it is lighting up
Yeah.
the very, very dirty. I don't even know if you can see it through all that mess of cabling. But yeah, the LED bar is on. Let's
Kind
go
of see
around
it lighting up the
Yeah, let's
power
go around
bank
this
a little bit.
side and blind you all.
Cool.
How's
Yeah,
that?
that's good.
Okay, so in theory, simple off and on demo mode.
Nice. RGB.
Simple RGB flashy. Speed up or speed down.
Looks good.
That's really slow for a speed down on the demo mode. And that's epilepsy warning.
Nice.
And then we've got simple, just blatant colours. And that is it. You've got colour plus, colour minus, which I suspect is either going to be on a rotating system or on a wheel. Yeah, it looks like it's rotating. And you've got brightness up, brightness down, with white light being probably the brightest you're going to get. I'm not overwhelmed with the lighting. I've seen better, and I've seen the prices of those fairly cheap Chinese strips of LEDs. They're not extortionate, but then again, neither is this desk, really. You're getting an awful lot of manufacturing in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Go back to the other. Here we go. Oh, I done.
Very good.
I'm broken.
All right, well, there's going to be a written review, right, on our player.net website at some point.
There is going to be a written review. This will be chopped and cut up into a very brief build and first impressions over on the website, and then the write-up will be a more focused investigation on how it lasts, like what happens if you use a mouse without a mouse pad. Are you going to knacker up the top coating, or is it going to protect itself? Things like that.
Sure, that
Give
makes
it a
sense,
bit.
yeah.
Give it a bit of grief, see how it coats, and then come back with a written review, probably in about a week or so, maybe 2 weeks.
Couple of weeks. Well, there you go, guys. Couple of weeks' time. Check out our player.net website. Plenty of other reviews on there. Of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel here as well if you haven't already.
Oh, and sorry,
It's okay.
there is one more thing.
Oh,
Apart
yeah.
from turning my phone on to silent and saying, no, I'm not talking to you, you know that I'm busy today. Sorry about that. There we go. Yeah, I do really have to mention that without this, the review would not. The reason I've been able to go between camera to camera to webcam to camera is because of this. 2 inputs, 1 output. It's a 6K, not 6K, 4K, 60 hertz pass through, and it will stream at full HD. I'll get some more information on that. The review of that in itself is coming up soon. And I think that's about it. Is there anyone else that needs to be mentioned, Dave?
There's been no other questions. Joe just says I'm back and it looks good. Joe, perfect timing, mate. We're about to finish,
back.
but welcome back, buddy.
Yeah. The only thing you really missed was the LED showing off, and frankly, I've seen better LEDs. You can get better LEDs and they won't cost you much.
Yeah,
on the bright side, all the channeling is there ready for you to get some better LEDs that won't cost you much, and you can just replace them.
Joe says lights are dimmer than I expected. Yeah, Yeah, I'd agree with that.
It is exceptionally bright in this flat. Bear
That's
that in
true.
mind.
Yeah. Plus
Without this light,
the desk's not going to be up against
I've
the
got two
wall,
more
so
studio lights behind that curtain, and all of the ceiling lights are on.
that makes sense. Yeah.
So, yeah, in a darker environment, we would probably be looking at something like that. Where should I put it? Here we go. So different color changing, and then I've just got it back. That's why it's not working. Here we go.
Yeah, so again, shout out to Ava Media for the live duo card here. It's helped us out with the unboxing video today. Again, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff.
The best itself, obviously.
Of course, yeah.
And the other, I don't know, is it a bit of a cheat to put it in there? Eagle-eyed people will have already noticed that something's up, but yeah, there will be. Yeah, it was basically just a proof of concept of these wireless earbuds, which I've just noticed I've got so much hair, there is no chance in hell you could have seen what I'm wearing. All right, surprise you guys with those another time. It's Creative's outlier videos. Very, very good earbuds. I've been enjoying those for a couple of weeks now. But yeah, without that, for today, no questions you were asking, and I've had the freedom to move around and build that. And if you want to know if they're comfortable, fit, they didn't fall out while I was building a desk.
No, that's true.
Anyway, I'm out.
All good. Thank you everyone for joining us.
It's been a pleasure hosting you.
Yeah, good job, Craig.
Oh, sorry, was that all?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You carry on, mate.
Oh, go on, you do the outro. I'm through.
No, thank you everyone for joining us. It's been a rather long one, but it's good to see you all. Yeah, we'll see you again very soon. I've got a review coming up very shortly of while we're talking about headsets, a wireless headset that's coming up next. Here is a very, very, very nice gaming PC that's been sent over by MSI. So if you want to see that review, smash the subscribe button as well. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you for joining us, guys. And yeah, we'll see you all again soon. You take care.
No worries. And Dave, thank you very much for hosting this. There is no way I could have done this on my own. Even if I was just leading this, I would have, nobody would have been speaking to the audience. So thank you very much for helping out there. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, okay. All right, guys.
Right. Good night, all.
All of you take care. And yeah, we'll see you all again soon in the next video. Bye-bye.